Time to play sneaky. Okay guys, here we have a lesser fortune trinket game with dragons, mechs, pirates, quillbows and undead, and we have Zera here. That's amazing, so we're gonna pick that. All these tribes can produce very nice compositions, so let's see what we're gonna get offered in the end. Here on turn 1, we're gonna choose the 1/1 Death Dragon. That should give us enough of an edge over our next opponent to at least tie. Oh, it's a win because I think he bet this turn. Round 2, we're gonna face Eudora. That's a level for us. And theoretically, Eudora does not level here, and he bets, but he also did not buy 2 minions and play 2 minions. That's very interesting. Gives us an easy win. We keep our health total high. Let's see what turn 3 will give us. That's not such a great shot, but we do hit the 2 cost spell that allows you to discover a minion from your tier. And we're definitely gonna pick that up, and we're also just gonna pick up one of the undead taunts. Seems like the strongest options out of the presented ones. Here we're gonna lose unfortunately, but winning with Eudora it kinda evens out. The main target for the early game is to have the board as strong as possible. We don't really care about influencing the lesser trinket as of now. We just want to reach higher tiers like tier 4 with a high total health. If you noticed I didn't play the search through time, I want to keep that for tier 4 and see what we can get there. Against the Leafs, we're gonna lose and we're gonna take a little bit of damage, but that's still fine as we went to tier 3. If we're getting a good shop now, I might stay on tier 3, if not I'm just gonna level to 4. I'm checking if my Ev went to 4 here and if I can go as well to 4. The shop is not that great. I am debating here whether to take the Clunker or the Humongous just because it's a huge body and it has a Divine Shield. I think Humongous is better because I went to tier 4, I'm gonna take damage here, so I do need to find a way to reduce damage on the next fight. I expected my F to be a little bit stronger here, but she's still gonna beat me, and I'm taking 6. Let's see what our next shop is gonna be. And what lesser trinket we're gonna get. Don't forget we're doubling it. So, chromatic tier is interesting, kaleidoscope is interesting because it's doubled. To be honest, all of them are good options, but I am tending to take kaleidoscope here and try to see if I hit the Max 7 drop or maybe Stitch. Ra isn't too bad as well. You also have the Pirate 7 drop. So here we have a Stitch and a Ra. Because we don't have anything else to play the Stitch with right now, I think I'm gonna take Ra. Yes. Second Ra or Sanders. Yeah, let's just take Sanders here. I can even golden the 6 drop that Ra will give me with Sanders. I'm taking Auto Assembler here and rolling to see if I can hit something better than a 1/1 Pirate. I didn't really hit anything better, but that's gonna be a good enough body to put on the Auto Assembler, and hopefully that's gonna be enough to limit the damage if we lose here. It looks promising to not take that much damage here. We're still gonna take a little bit though. So we're gonna take 7. Okay, let's move on. Next round. That's not a great shop. Wondering if I should roll it away, try to find something better, or go to 5. Guff is staying on 4. If I go to 5, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. I'm seeing here a chef choice and the reborn guy. Here I make a mistake. I initially want to play the chef choice on the mech that I have on the board, but instead I play it on the reborn guy, forgetting that he's also an undead, and I took it an undead instead of the mech that I wanted. But given that I'm summoning already so many minions, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm debating whether to change the dragon for the undead guy to get a little bit more summons, and I'm also gonna play in order to make sure I get all of those summons here, trying to make a good situation out of the bad decision that I took earlier with playing the chef choice on the reborn guy instead of my mech on board. Looks like I might take damage again here, which is obviously suboptimal because we're approaching turn 8 and you don't want to be below cap on turn 8. 15 seems like a lot of damage, but you can easily get 15 by your opponent on turn 8. We were lucky with the hits and we got away with it. We also advanced our card in the hand quite a lot. We need 5 more summons until it turns golden. And here I'm doing the second mistake. I am leveling because I'm so high up. I am taking the Surge through Time, and now I'm debating whether to take Titus or the mech guy that gives you plus attack for the duration of the fight for each magnetization that you made. I do take that mech in the end, but I forget my 7 drops unlock. I'm looking at how to position my board and so on, and towards the end of the turn I figure out, oh wait, I can play this. So I'm just trying to chuck in everything I can. However, I don't make it in time. Here, obviously, I'm gonna take damage, so playing those cards or not playing those cards wouldn't have made that big of a difference. And now I have uh, 2 paths which I can take. I can basically use the Rogers that I got and try to do something with pirates, or I can try to do something with the damage mech guy. Really tricky decision to make here. In the end, I decided to play the Rogers just to get a little bit more spells. I did have a privateer in the bigger trinket, and I chose against it because being under the cap, I didn't see how I can salvage in just one turn with 2 Rogers and get a board that is big enough to not lose. As opposed to trying to use the mech guy and maybe find some magnetics. I already have some summons with the automaton. I have my hero power, which I can play on the automaton guy, and I also find Titus, which is great. I mean, it just pushes me in the right direction. And then the double on the ingenious inventor. That's just also partly shop luck, but it was a good way to go for max. And you're gonna see I'm gonna be very decisive here to just start selling everything. Now I know exactly what I want to play and how my board should look like, and we just go. There's not that much time left on the clock, and I do not want to go into the same mistake that I did earlier, where I left most of my decisions towards the end of the turn. Given that I'm not that great of a player under pressure, I do need to play things a little bit faster in order to make less mistakes. You might find yourself in the same situation, so if there's one advice I can give you, that's it. You're gonna see now that I'm gonna play the Sanders, and I'm gonna debate whether to golden the Titus or golden my auto assembler. And in the end, I chose to golden the auto assembler just because hero powering it will basically make an exact golden duplicate of it, and that's gonna give me the best chance to not take damage here and stabilize. The discovery from Search to Time was basically meaningless. I didn't get anything useful, so I just picked whatever. I'm gonna use that for gold next turn, if possible. The fight is going well. I'm not taking damage here. Let's just sit and see how this is gonna go. That's great. I'm giving him 15, putting him under the cap. Eudora didn't really have a great game. I wonder what happened with her discoveries and her golden, because usually you can make a pretty good board just based on that. I'm debating now whether to go to 6 or not. I see Elise is also playing Max and already went to 6. Again, I'm under the cap, she is over the cap. It kinda makes no sense to go up, so I'm just gonna roll it away to try to find more auto assemblers which I can magnetize. Taunt is also good for my ingenious inventor. Reborn is good to some extent. Next turn, I am gonna golden my hollow rover from my greater trinket. I'm gonna put all of the magnetics which do not have specific death rattles or reborns onto the hollow rover because I want to make that as big as possible, try to make it survive and give me as many magnetics as possible in the hand for the next time. Already the Engineer's Inventor is doing a lot of work together with my Titus. This looks very well for me. I'm gonna win this round as well. I'm still in the game, and from here on out, I'm just trying to get the pieces, like triple the Engineer's Inventor, maybe get a Junk Jouster. I am getting my Rover triple at the beginning of this turn. Get more auto assemblers and try to have as many summons as I can during the fight. Here I make a mistake where I forget I have that undead in my hand and I can play it for some gold. I do hit another of the mech guys that are on 6 and generate 2 magnetics at the end of the turn, but I do find another auto assembler. I will freeze that for next turn. And another small mistake that I do is instead of magnetizing the reborn guy on my ingenious inventor, I magnetize it on the rover. Although you see me hovering that magnetization a little bit before doing it, at any point did it cross my mind to put it on the Ingenious Inventor. I just realized it after the fact that it would have been way better to put it on the Ingenious Inventor in order to get more attack on my mechs and make sure I can deal with high health boards like the one Gaff is having. Fortunately, whatever I already had was enough, together with all of the summons that I have, to see through this fight against Gaff and also kill him. That's gonna already put me into top 4, which is great. I managed to salvage a game that was not looking good at all on turn 6 and 7. And now I have a real shot of actually winning the lobby. Gonna use my Junk Jouster to buff my guys a little bit, following the same principle of putting most of the things that don't have a specific point on the rover. Maybe a small mistake here, magnetizing everything before I roll. I could have maybe hit two more junk jousters and triple that before my magnetization go on, which means I'm able to put a little bit more stats on my guys. I did decide to uh, untaunt my junk joster, trying to put as many auto assemblers as I can on it in order to have another mech that summons multiple automatons. I did debate whether I want to freeze for that second Titus, but it didn't feel like I'm gonna be able to quickly find another Titus to make it golden and enhance the output from my ingenious inventor that much. So I decided to just roll for more auto assemblers that I can put on my minions. From here on out, everything is quite straightforward, even though Yogg had uh, a really big cleave. The way the taunt minions were positioned around the divine shields helped me not lose any summons, and that also helps me see through this fight quite easily. Now we're in top two. We're against Elise. We know Elise had mechs, so what matters now is to have probably more summons than Elise. We don't necessarily need more attack. In hindsight, that makes the decision to not feast for the golden Titus even better, because it gave me the chance to roll for more auto assemblers. I am just magnetizing everything in my hand. I do have those two hollow rovers that I can't really get rid of right now. I would need to probably triple junk jouster or Titus in order to make space, but this is the last fight. We're not gonna gonna look for anything like that. We just want as many summons as we can. Elise is not as strong as I am. She only has a normal Ingenious Inventor, not a golden one, a normal Titus, and when you look at her summons, it doesn't look like she has that many summons unless they're all uh, on the Deflector. As the fight goes on, you will just see that's not gonna happen. She only summoned very little amount of automatons that allowed me to just see this fight through. We're gonna get first place here, and it was a great game to showcase how small decisions will make a great impact for your game. It helped us move into top 4. Once we got into top 4 and we realized exactly what we need in order to have the best chance of winning the lobby, we just went that route. We never went astray.